Yeah, so Sheffield Hospitals Charity is the official charity of the NHS here in Sheffield. We're really proud to be able to support all five main adult hospitals in Sheffield. And what we do is that we fundraise for those hospitals in order for us to support the staff, the volunteering services, and also provide buildings, provide opportunities for staff development, additional services within the hospitals, and make sure that patients here in Sheffield get the best possible support that they can. We don't try to overlap what the NHS does. What we do, what we believe in, is that the people of Sheffield deserve the best and highest possible quality of care, and we try to go above and beyond to give them that above and beyond what the NHS can provide. Yeah, so obviously as an NHS charity, we've been particularly focused on trying to adapt to the pandemic. Clearly the pandemic has affected everybody in so many different ways, but it's affected probably more than ever and more than anybody the people who are staff and patients in our hospitals. So what we've done, and we've obviously ourselves, we've been remotely working, and we've been trying to ensure that we're able to provide the same level of support and increased level of support to the hospitals at their moment of need. So what we've been doing is we've been working with our hospitals and with their staff to make sure that we're providing the additional extras that they've needed throughout the pandemic, whether that be calm rooms to make sure that they've got a quiet, reflective, relaxing areas throughout the hospitals to make sure that they've got a moment to breathe in between busy shifts. We've been providing things like care packages for staff, for patients. We've also been providing things like iPads and tablets for patients so that they can keep in contact with loved ones, because we know that it's been really challenging not being able to see people in the flesh and have visitors. It's been a real challenge for us as a charity to meet that need, but it's also been a privilege to do so, because obviously the real heroes of the pandemic have been our amazing hospital staff, NHS staff, and so we're really proud to have been able to provide that support and to harness the energy and positivity that people in the community feel towards the NHS. So I think our fundraising has been a real challenge, because obviously the only thing that anybody has been interested in, of course, over the past 16 months really has been the pandemic, understandably. It's the main thing that the hospital's been working on. And I think also we've had real difficulty because our normal methods of fundraising, we have a lot of events, we have a lot of challenges, we do a lot of group activities, and obviously that has all kind of come to a bit of a halt. Restrictions have meant that we've not been able to do things in the normal way, and so we've had to be creative, we've had to adapt, and our fundraising team have been fantastic in being able to do that. We've done a lot of things virtually. We've tried to engage people as best we can and encourage people to do things from home or through, with support from our fundraising team. But of course, it's challenging because I think people are not used to that. People have got to adapt to different ways of working. And also we acknowledge that, the pandemic has taken up so many people's lives and everybody's life has changed, and we've had to try to work around that. I think our digital and online presence has been vital over the past 16 months, as I imagine it has been for everybody, because if you look at since the start of the pandemic, just about the whole world has been operating digitally. And so we've been kind of at the forefront of that, as many charities have been, because we're having to do our events, we're having to do all of our retail, we're having to do all of our fundraising, we're having to do all of our communicating online. And so having the platforms to do that has been fantastic. And probably what we've realized is that the capacity that working with Access has given us is that it's enabled us to do everything in a more collaborative way. And probably we have got services that we are getting from Access that we perhaps never have used before, or we never realised that we were going to utilise, but have been vital to us. I think obviously being able to sign people up and promote our events online, being able to operate our retail offering, our shop online, being able to communicate with our supporters online, being able to have that online presence of our website, and also now using our Google Ads grant, being able to reach more people in an online setting, I think it's been obviously massively important for us. I think our digital strategy would have been really important regardless of the pandemic, and we would have been looking at ways that we can reach people on different platforms. You know, whilst we might have an in-person offering, we also want to be able to reach people digitally. But I think obviously the pandemic has changed things for everybody, and probably will change things for everybody forever, or certainly for a good few years. And so coming out of the pandemic, hopefully we will be doing so soon, we think that people are going to continue to want to reach us on an online platform, in a digital platform. We will want to communicate with people online. We'll want to be able to get people accessing our services online. We'll want to sign people up to our events. We'll want to continue to have that online retail offer, etc. And I think that was always going to be part of our strategy, but maybe that's been hastened by the pandemic. The world has changed as people expect things to be able to be available to them at the touch of a button, and we have to adapt to that. And so having platforms like Access allow us to do that, and allow us to do that in a fairly seamless way. Obviously, what we were looking for was a provider that could give us a multi-platform approach, that could give us various different capacities in being able to, as I say, being able to give us that online platform for our events, being able to give us a wider reach. So for our Google Ads grants, you know, we're going to be massive for us moving forwards, being able to allow us to have that really high-end interactive online platform with our website, being able to combine that with our retail offering, being able to make sure that all of our communications are joined up and collaborative. But also, I think, bearing in mind that we work with such a diverse group of people, and that includes our staff and volunteer team as well, we need to make sure that our services are accessible, are user-friendly, and are easy for everybody to be able to understand how they work and to utilise them fully. Access, I think, provides all of that. We understood that was the case, that the collaborative approach, that joined up working, was something that Access provided initially when we first looked at working with Access. We're really pleased that we've been able to work with Access now for a few years, and I think having that continuity and that continued approach for our users to be able to understand how the service works, and to be able to have to not adapt to something different. But also, I think that the pandemic has shown us that there are things that actually we weren't utilising as much as we could have done, that Access offers. And so I think what's really important is that if anybody else is signing up for Access, you know, make sure that you take full advantage of all the services they have to offer. So obviously, I think one of the things that we've started to use now is our Google Ads grants. I think obviously one of the biggest things for us was being able to reach people, and for a wider range of people to be able to be aware of the charity, to understand what we do. And I think obviously, given that our normal communications methods maybe have not been possible over the past year, having that additional reach is really important. I think there are other services as well that we've not been utilising as much. You know, our online shop, we've always had a retail presence. We've been lucky to have a retail presence on our hospital sites. Being able to now turn that and have a more wider and more vast array of retail opportunities available to us through our website, that's really important. I also think that being able to share more video footage, I think, has been really important for us as well. You know, we want to have continued to be as interactive as possible throughout the pandemic and in engaging with our supporters. And also, I think being able to marry up our communication, so our things like our newsletters, etc., and make sure that they are on our website and continuing the same sort of look and feel to them, encouraging people to sign up to our events. It's all things that we've maybe dabbled in the past in before, or we've done a little bit. Some of it we've never done before at all. But now, obviously, as the pandemic has hit, you feel the full effect of the services that Access is able to provide. I think, obviously, particularly as you mentioned with the Google Ad grants, it's something that is new to us as a charity, and I think obviously has been really important that we've had a good communicative relationship with you to be able to understand how they work, how we can utilize them best, how we could, and what's been fantastic is that the things that we've asked Access to do have been put in place really quickly, really easily, and with actually minimal work for us. We are constant, you constantly get emails from Access to keep you up to date with latest developments. But I think one of the big things for us is that, as with any tech, as with any digital platform, you do run into some issues. There are things that maybe we're not sure how to do, or we've got issues with the website, issues with our platforms, etc. It's just things that happen. But one of the best things I would say about Access is that there's a really easy and simple approach to being able to raise any problems and have them resolved really quickly with good constant communication from the team. And that's really important for a charity like us, because we need to be able to adapt and react to things really quickly. And so having somebody working on your behalf quickly to resolve any issues and to communicate with you what those issues are, I think obviously has been vital. I think the usability of the website is probably one of the biggest things for us, because we have obviously our staff team, we have our volunteers, but we also have our supporters who want to use it to sign up to things, who want to use it to book onto events. So I think at front end and back end, it's really important that we have that usability. What I would say is that our supporters have constantly said how good and easy it is to use the service, to use it to sign up to events or to take part in things. But also as a staff team, I'd be the first to say that it's really easy to update content, to add news stories, to add images, videos, to change our front page, to change our images. It's all things that we have to do really regularly and probably virtually on a daily basis sometimes, to make sure that we've got the constant renewal of information on there and everything that people might need. So having that usability is important, and I think that it's really user-friendly for anybody who comes into contact with it. Yes, so I think on two levels. So on the first level, the fact that the website is user-friendly and is more user-friendly than perhaps we've had before, that's a huge time-saving piece of work, because it allows our staff to be able to do things quickly, efficiently, and also more constantly, and get more constant information out on the website. But on the other hand, on the other angle as well, I think what's really important is that it all joins up together. So we're able to join it up with our external communications that we send out to our supporters. We're able to link it to our social media feeds. We're able to obviously link it to our in-person retail outlets. And I think obviously all of this means that we're not having to duplicate work all the time. And so having that joined up approach, I think, is really important for us as a charity. Yeah, so I think that certainly what we've found is that it's helped us increase our brand awareness. It's helped us reach a whole new range of people who maybe now know more about the charity and know more about how they can get involved. So certainly we felt that more people are engaging with us, are signing up to our events, and are helping to generate income for us. I think obviously throughout the pandemic, that's obviously increased even more, because whereas we might have had more people in person fundraising, they've now had the opportunity, and we've given them the opportunity through using Access to be able to sign up for us and to reach us digitally. So certainly I think we are more known, I think we are more interactive with our supporters, and we've probably had more of a digital presence certainly since our website has been as it is now. I'd absolutely recommend charities to work with Access. I think throughout this, all I've been talking about really has been the fantastic service that is provided, the various different aspects of the various different online offers that are available through Access, whether that be your website, whether that be Google Ad Grants, whether that be combining your website with your other online presence, whether it be social media or whatever, or retail. And I think Access has definitely shown me that it offers a really personable and user-friendly approach, and a multi-platform service. So I think any charity who was looking to expand what they're able to do, I would definitely say that Access is a really good option.